Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is another lesson in our solar system section. So, in your journal, you need to make a new flap again. Well, let's not make a new flap. Let's just do it so that you have a new heading. And this new heading will be gravity. So, you should have one that says planets, and you should have the notes on planets. And then you should have your pictures that you drew of each of the planets, and you wrote down 3 things. And then today we're going to have it on gravity. There's not too many slides here, but it's a lot of information that you will not get again until the 8th grade. So you have to make sure that you know this and you understand it. Okay? So again, your title heading should be gravity. Don't forget to get your journal and your pencil. You got to have both on here. And you can pause this as you go in order to keep up if I go too fast. Okay, first screen. Okay, gravity, what is it? Okay, on this screen it says that it's a natural force of attraction exerted by a celestial body on objects that are on or near its surface. Well, here we go again with that word celestial body. Remember, that's an object in space. So, if we look at this, then gravity is actually a force of attraction that pulls together all matter. It pulls it in. Anything that can be physically touched can be pulled into something. That means that really big objects like planets and stars have a stronger gravitational pull. So the gravitational pull of an object depends on its mass, and it depends on how close it is to an object. Make sure I said that right for y'all to understand. Okay, so somewhere on there, you need to write, after you write the definition, that gravity depends on mass and how close it is to something. How does the mass of an object affect gravity? The greater the mass of an object, the more gravitational force is exerted on objects around it. So it's greater the mass, the greater the pull. That, for example, that's why our moon stays with the Earth, is because we have more mass. Okay, so if we were standing in a classroom and you looked at something like our tables would have more mass than your pencil. So the table would have more gravitational pull than a pencil would. That's kind of like Earth to the moon. The Earth has more gravitational pull. That's why our moon stays with us and doesn't get pulled off somewhere, is because of the gravitational pull from the Earth. Okay, why is the force that governs all planetary movement? What is the force? Not, oh my gracious. What is the force that governs all planetary movement in the solar system? Well, it's the sun's gravity. It causes all of the planets to orbit in our solar system. Remember, when you're taking these notes, you don't have to write word for word. Remember to put it in your own words so that when you come back to it, you can remember it. So how does the distance between two objects affect the force of gravity? Well, the closer the two objects are, the more gravitational pull that they have. For example, the moon has a much larger impact on our tides than the sun does because it's closer to us. So the closer the object, the more pull. For example, a lot of people say, or let's go back. A lot of people use this as an example. The reason the sun keeps everything in orbit is because of its large mass. So even though it's farther away from like Uranus and Neptune, its mass is so big compared to their mass that it keeps it in orbit with us. But some wonder, if it's such a large mass, then why does our moon not revolve around the sun? Well, it's because the moon is much closer to the earth, and the earth's pull is so strong on the moon that it stays with us, but the mass of the sun is why the earth stays with the sun. So see how mass and distance away from something, or how close it is to something, they both play a part in gravity. What happens to the earth if the sun's gravity goes away? Okay, so a lot of people, oh, we'd blow up, or we'd freeze to death. Well, that might be the case. But if we're just talking about gravity, let's say everything stays the same and we could actually function without our sun. Okay? If the sun's gravity was to let go of the earth, as we orbit around the sun, we're going in a circular pattern, right? So just imagine if you took your finger and you're moving it in a circular pattern, and then all of a sudden that pull that was keeping it in a circular pattern let go, the finger would just keep going in a straight line. It would continue to travel in that straight line. So if the sun was to let go of the earth would quit its orbit of a circle, and it would just continue off in a straight line. It would go the same speed, it would go the same direction, nothing would happen to it, it would float off in a straight line. The only time that something would happen to it is another unbalanced force acted upon it. Like, let's say we hit another planet, or we hit an asteroid, or something of that sort. We would just bounce off, and we would go the different direction. But if we were to pass by something that had a larger mass than we did, we would get pulled in, just like the moon got pulled into us. Okay? And because remember, the greater the mass, the greater the pull. So if we're going off in a straight line and something decided to pass by us that was a larger mass, we would get pulled in. But a lot of people say, well, then why? What would happen to the moon if the sun's gravity just went away? Would it go off in a straight line? No. It would continue to revolve around the earth because our mass is stronger or bigger than its mass, and so our gravitational pull would keep it together. So if the sun, I'll state this again, if the sun's gravity was to just disappear, what would happen? The earth would continue in a straight line, and in that straight line, the moon would continue to revolve around the earth. Okay, now I know this is quite a bit, and it's kind of crazy to understand. So what I've done is I've added a video to watch about a ball on a string. And that ball is going to represent Earth, and his hand where he's swinging the string is going to represent the sun. He'll explain all that in the video as well. So don't forget, take these notes in your journal, because when we come back, we're going to be double checking our journals. Got to make sure our notes are in there. And y'all have a good day. Talk to you later.